If you're thinking about moving to Langley and you're not sure where to live, then this video is for you. I'm going to take you on a brief tour of 9 different areas in Langley so that you know which one might be right for you. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Scott Moe with the Moe Real Estate team here at Remax Treeland in Langley. I've been working this area over 20 years, so I know a little bit about the area and where certain people might like and where others might not. So hopefully you'll find this information useful. Now, if you're watching this video and you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, make sure you do that. Hit that subscribe button below, hit that like button. We're going to be making lots more videos like this to kind of educate you guys on the area and help you make some informed decisions if you're thinking of moving here or selling in the area. Now, let's start out with a macro view of Langley. Now, Langley is an area in Metro Vancouver. We're out in the Fraser Valley. We're about 45 minutes from downtown Vancouver. Langley consists of the Township of Langley and Langley City, and it's about 316 square kilometers, so it's a huge area. So that's why I'm going to drill down in certain areas and tell you what those are all about. The population of the Langley Township and Langley City as of 2021 was about 166,000 people. And Langley as a whole is bordered on the north by the Fraser River. Then you get Highway 1 cutting off the north part there, down to the border on the south, so the US border is on the south side, and to the west you got 196th Street, and over to the east on the Abbotsford border is 276th Street. The first area I want to talk about is Fort Langley. Now, this is a really cool spot. If you haven't been there, you're going to want to check it out. This was founded in 1826. It's one of the oldest areas in the province, actually. It was founded by the Hudson's Bay Company as a trading post back then. And this area is north of Highway 1 with the Fraser River bordering it on the north side there. In terms of amenities and recreation, you've got Derby Reach Park there right along the Fraser River, so great spot if you want to do some kayaking or hiking, picnicking, that sort of stuff. You've got the Fort Langley Historic Area where you can check out what went on there. In terms of golf, you got the Fort Langley Golf Course, you got Belmont Golf Course nearby, and in neighboring Walnut Grove, you got the Redwoods Golf Course. So lots of good options there if you're into the golf. In terms of shopping and restaurants along Glover Road, you've got a real great mix of little shops, nice little restaurants, great place to stroll on a nice sunny day, grab a coffee, just kind of hang out. A few of the popular restaurants, you got Beatniks, you got the Trading Post Brewing Company, and Wendell's Cafe up there. Just a great spot to grab a coffee. And in terms of real estate, like I say, being an older area, you do have a lot of older homes, some heritage homes up there, but there is some new stuff that's gone in over the past few years, especially over in Bedford Landing, which is right there. You're gonna find some newer homes, you're gonna find some condos, some with views of the Fraser River and the North Shore Mountains. So really a picturesque place and a great spot if you're looking to buy in Langley. The next spot I want to talk about is Walnut Grove. Now, that is just west of the Fort Langley area. We're still north of Highway 1, so both of those spots have great access. If you're looking to get onto Highway 1, head into Vancouver or head east towards Abbotsford and Chilliwack. In terms of amenities and recreation, you got the Walnut Grove Community Center. They've got a pool there, gym, all the things you'd expect from a community center. You've got lots of ice rinks in the area. You've got the Langley Sportsplex. You've got the Cineplex movie theaters up there. And like I say, it's close to everything that Fort Langley has to offer and everything that Langley has to offer to the south. In terms of shopping and restaurants, you're gonna find those neighborhood shops that you're looking for in terms of like grocery stores and whatnot. Restaurants, some chains. There's a Brown's up there, Old Spaghetti Factory. The Keg is a popular one for people looking to get a nice steak. But yeah, a good mix of things. Nothing really groundbreaking, I'd say, in terms of like cuisine, but definitely everything you would need to have a nice evening out with your family and go out for dinner. Now, Walnut Grove was built mostly in the 80s and 90s, so there's a lot of homes of that vintage. Some nice areas there, well cared for. Like I say, it's a real nice family area to live. There is pockets of newer stuff that has gone in over the years, so there's a few newer homes. You'll find some newer developments, but like I say, in all, kind of older homes in there. If you're looking for something newer, you're going to want to head to our next area, which is Willoughby Heights. Now, Willoughby is just south of Highway 1, heading down towards the rest of Langley there. And Willoughby, so when I started about 20 years ago, Willoughby wasn't much. It was, farms, it was acreage, things like that. And over the last 20 years, it has completely transformed. So if you're looking for a newer property, there's a good mix of things up in the Willoughby area. And most of it, like I say, is that newer stuff. If you're buying an older property, it's likely maybe a development property that might be sitting on for a few years, waiting for someone to buy it and develop it. Lots of older stuff that hasn't been developed still, and there's still room to grow, but lots of newer stuff that you're going to want to look at. In terms of amenities, Willoughby has a lot of things going on. It's got the Langley Event Center, which is where the local hockey teams play. The local basketball team also plays there. There's a park around there, Willoughby Community Park. You've got all tennis courts, fields, sports fields, all that stuff, playground for the kids. And then also just recently announced is another couple sheets of ice. I think 2 or 3 sheets of ice plus a couple of dry arenas going in, and they're actually going to be stacked up on top of each other, which is really cool. I've never seen that before, but that's going to be right next to that Langley Event Center, right in that same little area. So also throughout Willoughby, you're going to find lots of parks. Like I say, being built over the last 20 years, they've definitely planned it well with a good mix of homes and parks and green belts and walking trails and things like that. In terms of shopping and restaurants, right now there's kind of 2 main areas in there. There's the Willoughby Town Center. Now I get my hair cut there. If you're looking there, that's at Era Salon. But there's a lot of amenities there in there, little shops, restaurants, things like that. And then there's another new area called Milner Heights, which has got some really cool shops in there. There's a little gift basket store we use there. Provisions, it's called, a nice clothing store, a bunch of cool restaurants. And like I said, that's kind of growing up there. They're just building that area right now. So more to come in that area. And if you're looking for restaurants and things, like I say, there is some stuff spread out throughout Willoughby, but the main restaurants you're gonna look at are gonna be down south, closer to Langley City, where you find the Cactus Club and some of the other bigger chains if you're looking for that kind of food. And in terms of real estate in the Willoughby area, mostly newer stuff. Like I say, it's been developed over the last kind of 10, 20 years. So you're gonna find newer townhomes, condominiums, detached homes, a real good mix of everything. So if you're looking for a newer home, Willoughby might be the spot that you're gonna want to check out. And another cool thing is Willoughby's home to the first high-rise towers being built in Langley. That's at the towers at Milner Heights right there, by that Milner Heights new shopping area there. So those are going in. Big, tall skyscrapers, gonna have some great views out towards the Fraser River, North Shore Mountains. Now, just south of Willoughby comes a confusing one. It's called Langley City. That's right, we've got Langley City and we've got the Township of Langley. The Township of Langley is where the majority of these areas that I'm talking about today are located. And then right smack dab in the middle is Langley City. It's only about 10 square kilometers. Now, as the story goes, it was in the mid-1950s when Langley City and the Township of Langley separated. Langley City was a bit more urban, had a bit of a different take on development and things like that from what I read. I obviously wasn't around at that time, but that's kind of the history behind that. So they've got a different municipal government, different mayor, everything separate from the Township of Langley. Now, the cool upcoming thing with Langley City is the SkyTrain line that they're putting in here over the next 3-4 years. It's going to end right in the middle of Langley City on Fraser Highway there around 203rd, I think. So that area there, I expect is going to grow quite a bit, because as soon as you've got a SkyTrain where you can get downtown in, half an hour, 40 minutes, you're going to see some changes. So all along that Fraser Highway leading out of Langley City up towards Surrey and North Surrey, you're going to start to see a lot of changes. In terms of amenities and things, lots of parks in Langley, Douglas Park, Nickel Park. You've got Newlands Golf Course, which is actually where I got married. Cool little kind of executive, a little bigger than executive golf course, but a nice little track if you're looking to play golf, and some nice facilities there in terms of dinner and whatnot. We've also got the cool Penzor Park with a cool bike track and a pump track for bikes, and a little parkour area too where the kids can run around and jump off of things. So that's a cool spot to check out. In terms of shops and restaurants, really cool little downtown area there right along Fraser Highway and the surrounding streets. You're going to find some cool shops. Great spot, if you're looking to find things for Christmas coming up here. I'll probably be heading down there to buy a few things. And restaurants, a real cool mix of spots. A few of my favorites. One's called Tacoholic. like tacoholic. It's real great Mexican authentic kind of tacos that you're gonna find there. Another one there is called Estrella's Deli. If you're looking for a good Montreal smoked meat sandwich, I love it. I probably go there a little too much, but it's really, really good. That's just on 200th. In terms of real estate in Langley City, you're gonna find a lot of condominiums, especially the downtown area. A lot of them are older, but well cared for. You'll find some newer pockets mixed in where there's some new developments going in down like Bryden Crescent and things like that. And then homes, you're gonna find, you know, mostly larger lots, 6,000 to 7,000 square foot lots. And like I say, with some older stuff and newer stuff mixed in, there's some homes are getting knocked down and redeveloped. So yeah, a nice little spot to live. Like I say, right in the middle, Langley City, not Langley Township. Now, back in the township of Langley, just south of Langley City, you're gonna find the Brookswood area. And this is a popular spot for people looking for bigger lots, privacy, things like that, things with large trees and whatnot, because there's a lot of big trees down in Brookswood and a lot of big private lots, nice ranchers, older homes, and like I say, just like anywhere else, there's a good mix of that stuff going on as things get redeveloped. In terms of amenities, not as much as some of the other areas, but there is the George Preston Ice Arena there with a cool little restaurant up top if you're looking for a steak dinner, and Brookswood and Noel Booth Park. In terms of shopping and restaurants, Brookswood Village is one little shopping area there. It's got pretty much everything you need. It's got the Starbucks, Shoppers Drug Mart, grocery store, things like that. It's also got an Ocean Park Pizza. They've got a few other locations. I think it's the same owner, but I know the one in South Surrey I've ordered at, and it's quite good. So I'm sure the one in Brookswood is good as well. And like I alluded to in terms of real estate here, a lot of older homes on bigger lots. You're gonna find like 10,000, 11, 12,000 square foot lots. Not really condominiums down there yet, but down the road with some development talk in the Fern Ridge area, things like that, I'm sure you're gonna start to see some of that stuff go in. There is already some little pockets there where you're starting to see some newer developments go in. Fox Ridge has built a bunch in one little area down there. So yeah, it's changing like anything else, but really, really nice spot if you're looking to buy in Langley. Now, south of Brookswood, we're getting closer to the US border now, and we're now in Campbell Valley. So this is bordered on the south by Zero Avenue, which is the US border. Really nice spot if you're looking for an acreage, if you're looking for a property which you can have your horses or have your horses close by. Lots of riding trails. You've got the Campbell Valley Park, which is just beautiful. It's a huge park with, like I say, all these trails, and it's horse friendly. You can ride your horses through there. And in terms of restaurants and amenities, other than some wineries that you'll find in there, you find Domaine de Chaberton, Vista Doro is another one. What's the other one? Anyways, there's a few in there, so you're gonna find some cool, options there on the weekends for eating, appetizers, having some wine and things like that. So it's a really, really cool area. Another cool real estate spot down there is the High Point area. And when I first started in real estate, I think High Point might have been kind of 15 years ago they kind of started that. They were making acre lots in there, and they were quite pricey back in the day, and people didn't really, the local realtors were kind of like, who would pay that? Because you get like way bigger over here. But anyways, it kept developing, and today it's a pretty cool spot. There's some huge homes in there, like even 10,000 square feet. Like, I don't know how you can live in a house that big, but there is. But it's a really cool spot because they've got a spot, if you got horses, they've got horse stables there. And like I said, with that Campbell Valley Park right there, it's easy to go for a ride. So really cool spot. If you're looking for something bigger, real luxury home, that might be an area that might work for you. Now, working towards the east, a little east of Langley City, up the Fraser Highway, you're gonna find the Murrayville area. And this is, again, one of the older areas in Langley, started in the kind of beginning of the 19th century there. You've got the Langley Memorial Hospital is right here in this area. You've got a community center there, shops, restaurants. You've got the Murrayville Pub. You've got the Five Corners there. There's a cool little coffee shop there and bakery, but not a ton. If you're looking for more options, you're gonna wanna head over to Langley City. But really everything you need is there for your grocery shopping and things like that. In terms of real estate, a good mix of older homes there and some newer stuff. There has been some new developments go in there recently. A lot of newer townhomes have popped up. One popular one is called Denby. We've sold a few people in there. Those have primary bedroom on the main floor. Yeah, there's some other ones in that area that that if you're looking for a newer townhouse, you're going to be able to find it. There's also a lot of condos in there, some older, a couple of newer ones, a good mix, and it's a good location there, right on Fraser Highway to get in and out, whether you're heading east or west. Next on the list, Alder Grove. Now, Alder Grove is the farthest east you can go before you hit Abbotsford past 276th Street. Now, Alder Grove is a smaller community with basically its own downtown core once again. So everything you need is going to be there. You've got all the shopping, smaller restaurants, things like that. You've got the Alder Grove Regional Park, which is a popular spot for hiking, picnicking, that type of thing. And you've also got the new Otter Co-op, or new within the last, I think, 5 years, the Otter Co-op Water Park, which is a cool little spot if you want to take the kids for a fun afternoon in the summer. And the other cool thing Alder Grove has up north towards the freeway, not really I guess it's kind of an Alder Grove, but it's more up by Highway 1. It's Greater Vancouver Zoo, which is a real cool spot to go check out. In terms of real estate, some older stuff in Alder Grove, being an older community, but some pockets of new stuff. We actually have a listing right now out in Alder Grove, which is a home that's about 10 years old. So there is some newer pockets there, lots of older stuff, and bigger lots, smaller lots. So a real good mix of everything out in Alder Grove. Now, other than these areas I've already mentioned, you've got some surrounding areas, Salmon River, Glen Valley, the Otter District. And what you're going to find here is mostly acreage, right? Farmland, acreage, things like that. You're not going to find a lot of amenities. You might find a corner store here and there, but in terms of things that we've talked about here today, you're going to want to head into these other areas if you're looking for shopping or restaurants and things like that. But if you're looking for a super rural experience with your property, you might want to look at these areas because, like I say, there's lots of really beautiful properties, big properties, 5 acres, 10 acres with farms and whatnot, and some spots you can even build beautiful spots with nice views of the mountains and surrounding areas. So if you're looking for something more rural, like I say, on the outskirts of all of the stuff we've talked about today, you're going to find it in the township of Langley. So a lot of people have asked me, why did I start my real estate career out here at Remax Treeland in Langley? And I think today what I've talked about, it's kind of evident. 20 years ago, I looked at this area and saw the potential. I saw, growing up in Richmond, which was pretty much all developed. You come out here and you had all this land, you had this beautiful views, acreages, things like that. And I saw the potential for it, and it did change and has developed over the years. So tons of new stuff, new communities, new restaurants popping up, shopping. It's just pretty cool to watch it all change. And like I say, we're not done yet. There's still lots of changes coming to this area, which are going to be very exciting. And like I say, that SkyTrain that's coming down here, that's going to really make this area even more accessible, especially if you work in closer to Vancouver. So if you're curious about how the market is in the Langley or Surrey area, make sure you download our market guide, which you can find a link for in the description below. That will tell you a bit more about the area, what's going on. And if you look like a more personal approach, reach out to me. I'm happy to let you know what's going on in the area and what prices are doing, where the market's at. If you're looking for a good deal, I might have a few up my sleeve that I can fill you in on. So we're always here to help. So if you made it to this point in the video, it's more than likely you're looking to either buy or sell in the Langley, Surrey areas here. Reach out to us. Send me an email, info@moteam.ca. We'd be happy to help you out and give you any tips or information that you need. And if you choose to work with us, like I say, we've been doing this over 20 years, so rest assured, if you choose to work with the Mo Real Estate team, you'll be in very good hands. Now, before you leave, if you like this video, you might want to check out my other video I did about another cool area which isn't too far from here. It's about half an hour, White Rock. Check that one out. We'll put a link here so you can see what living in White Rock is all about. Thanks again for watching. Hope you found this information useful and hope to see you again soon.